When the subsidy removal policy was announced by President Bola Tinubu during his inaugural speech on the 29th of May 2023.
On fuel subsidy, unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assumed office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. So fuel subsidy is gone. Subsidy can no longer justify its ever increasing cost and the wake of dry resources.
Many Nigerians did not expect it to take immediate effect. Alas, it does, as petrol dealers created artificial scarcity, locked up their filling stations, and increased the pump price. This eventually led to the pegging of the pump price of petrol at 500 naira by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, (NNPCL). The move attracted diverse reactions among Nigerians who felt that the new price regime would further drive the already impoverished majority of Nigerians into abject poverty. This is also coming on the heels of massive frauds that have been unraveled as a result of the subsidy regime. The labor unions did not take it lightly as they planned to mobilize their members nationwide for a showdown with the government, but later rescinded the decision and opted for dialogue. The labor unions also made some demands that the government has promised to look into.
And it says following the engagements between the federal government, TUC and NLC, with the intervention of the Speaker, House of Representatives, to resolve the disputes that arose from the withdrawal of subsidy on PMS, the following resolutions were reached. 1. The federal government, the TUC and the NLC to establish a joint committee to review the proposal for any wage increase or award and establish a framework and timeline for implementation. 2. The federal government, the TUC and the NLC to review World Bank Finance Cash Transfer Scheme and propose inclusion of low-income earners in the program. 3. The federal government, the TUC and the NLC to revive the CNG conversion program earlier agreed with labor centers in 2021 and work out detailed implementation and timing. 4. The labor centers and the federal government to review issues hindering effective delivery in the education sector and propose solutions for implementation.
However, some Nigerians still think that rolling out palliative should not be the main focus, but the palliative must be all-encompassing to take care of the masses in all sectors. The Vice Chancellor of Osun State University, Professor Clement Adeboye, noted that an increase in workers' salaries should not be negotiated to strengthen the purchasing power of workers.
It has caused untold hardship. Everybody, including the rich and the poor. It amounts to about a 170% increase in the pump price of petrol. And all of us in Nigeria know one thing, and that is the driver of prices of material and non-material goods and commodities in this country is petrol. So, as the price of petrol has increased by 170%, the concomitant effect is on the domestic needs of the people. The soap, the garri, the ewa, the rice, and so on and so forth that people use. Therefore, I think that since salaries obey what we call trickle-down effect, that means it is the salaries that workers earn that trickle down to the bottom, to ordinary people who are not working. Therefore, for the ordinary people who are feeling the pangs of these increases in price of common goods as a result of the increase in petrol prices, should also benefit. And that will only come if workers' salaries are reviewed and increased.
An agricultural engineer, Dr. Lamidi Agumbiade, has also expressed the need for quick intervention in the agricultural sector, since food security remains a prerequisite for the growth and development of any nation and the people. Dr. Agumbiade noted that it is important for the federal government to reach out to genuine farmers and provide hybrid seedlings that will produce high yields. He added that the loan facilities should also be made accessible to farmers to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal and ensure that foodstuff and other essential commodities are not out of the reach of the common man.
Food security is when food is available, it is affordable, and everybody has access to it. And when we talk about farm inputs, we are not only talking about agricultural machineries that government is supposed to be able to help farmers with, even the seed, so that seed that are hybrids that be able to mature quickly, that be able to be resistant to disease and to environmental changes.
In her submission, Citizen Lolawe identified intervention in the education and health sectors, provision of uninterrupted power supply, among other basic social amenities to make life more bearable for the people.
The amount of money that was hitherto spent on the payment of fuel subsidy that was going into the hands of few Nigerians should not be used to improve on our health facilities and the educational sector, such that workers can send their children to public schools. Government must improve on the quality of teachers that are being recruited. If the quality of education children we get in our public schools is assured, parents, ordinary citizens will send their children there.
The respondents appealed to labor leaders to ensure they dialogue effectively with the federal government for the good of the masses. Aluchi Amuda, OSBC News.